Hello, welcome.
So depressed.
Wow. I just want to say, the line that was said right before we went live was, "Dicks are always open on this show, guys." That's the line.
I mean,
came
it was.
over here.
It's true.
And then we went live.
You'll never know the context
That's
of
like
it, but you're free
combining
to imagine.
podcasts into one.
Welcome out to the Death Battle cast, guys. We are the guys who work on Death Battle. I'm Ben. I play Wiz.
I'm Nick, and I'm writer for Sub-Zero vs. Glacius.
I'm Torian, and that monitor just went out.
They'll never know that, though, Torian.
It was so distracting.
They would have never noticed
I
if
am
you had
the
stayed
3D
professional
I
and
am
not
the
mentioned
3D
it.
animator of Death Battle. It's so distracting. I look right at it.
I'm Chad. I play Boomstick.
Where did you go?
How's it going?
Oh my God.
Off to a roaring start, as
Yes,
always.
This is great. Hey, we're here to talk about Death Battle and be nerdy and stupid and shit. And you can always interact with the show.
What is this show?
It cuts wide, and Chad and I are both doing this exact thing.
Death Battle cast where the intros get worse every show.
Guys, I do want to also say thank you to Dollar Shave Club for sponsoring this episode of Death Battle Cast. I'm sorry. But you can always interact with the show using the hashtag Death Battle Cast. You can send us questions. We answer questions about Death Battle and ourselves if you want at the end of every show when we also take answers for community death battles. We do this every single week. We come up with a death battle idea and we pitch it to you guys, and you guys let us know who you think would win between whoever we talk about.
Yep.
And last week we introduced the matchup of Chewbacca versus Groot, Guardians
right.
of the Galaxy, in celebration of the new Guardians movie, I guess.
Yeah.
And this one's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to
wait.
see what happens. I feel like Groot initially is very powerful with all of his, like, the tree branch things he can do.
Yes.
Also, we didn't clarify. I assume we're taking Groot at, like, adult form Groot and not, like,
Not
adorable
infant
little
baby.
baby Groot that runs around.
I mean, we didn't. I was thinking about this afterwards. We didn't clarify a lot of things. Like, are we taking the canon Chewbacca or the one from like what is it called? The
Holiday
Legends?
special?
The holiday special.
Holiday special.
Yeah.
Was
God,
he Santa?
whatever
he's
the
got
other
a different
timeline
one.
is called. Or are we taking comic book Groot, movie Groot? So it's kind of just up in the air. Whatever you want to do
Right.
at this point. And if we do a death battle, then like in the future, then we lock down which one we do or whatever. But before we get to talking about that, real quick, we did just have a preview come up for the upcoming death battle of Sub-Zero versus Glacius. Both characters have their previews up. We just released Glacius's preview, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Glacius.
Glacius's.
Glacius.
God,
That's a fun word to
reading
say.
that
Yeah.
script and saying, like, there are multiple times when Wiz has to go, Glacius's weapon, or the time that Glacius did the blah, 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 or whatever, and all the isses.
I should have written a tongue
Really bad.
twister.
Yeah,
Like
You
Glacius
basically did.
Glacius' glowing glasses
Glacius's glowing glasses.
got. I don't know. I got it.
Glacius's
That's as far as
sizzling
Nick got.
soft drinks.
Also,
There we
Tori-
go. That's a good one.
I think we're so used to it now. But why are you dressed like an orca whale?
Because he found it,
'Cause he
probably.
found it.
I found this, and I was like, I'm going to put this on.
There we go.
All right. John on the board, can you bring up the responses for hashtag Team Chewbacca? Almost said
Cheese curl? Is
Chewbacca.
that what you're going to say? Chewbacca?
All right, man.
Yes, I was hoping that somebody would bring up his death.
All right, looks like we've got Team Chewbacca up first. Jack Soda says, playing devil's advocate, Chewie's bowcaster holds 210 rounds of plasma charged, explosive quarrels, and definitely has enough power to blow Groot into tiny pieces. Granted, it may take more than one shot. Many people argue, but Groot can grow back from just a twig. Fair enough. Then Chewie waits until a head and arms pop up out of the splinters and kills Sapling Groot with a fully charged final blast. Mic drop.
Oh, he's confident.
Very
He's got a pretty powerful.
Yeah.
The bowcaster is a pretty powerful weapon.
I like it
it
a
is.
lot. And then Owen Manton also says, apparently the only way the Empire could kill Chewie was by throwing a moon at him.
Yeah.
Look at his
Okay.
face in the top left corner.
Translation, bring it
So I actually want to talk about that a little bit. This
This
is
is how I
spoilers.
die.
This is spoilers for the past timeline of Star Wars or whatever. But you know they had all those books and stuff expanded
yeah,
Star Wars
expanded
universe. So like 30, 40, whatever years, I guess more like 30 years after Return of the Jedi, after Han and Leia have their kids and stuff like that, and Leia is like in charge of the Galactic Republic or whatever, some aliens show up from out of the blackness of space, the Yuuzhan Vong or however you pronounce it, and they're like basically invading everything. And Han's kid, Anakin Solo, is on this planet, And while Anakin is on this planet, the Yuuzhan Vong do something to basically decide, fuck the planet, we're going to send the moon into the planet and kill everybody on it. So Chewie shows up.
Was he just wrong place, wrong time?
Oh, no. He's
okay.
like, Han's kid is down there. I'm going to fucking save him. So
like that.
Han and Chewie are on the Millennium Falcon, and they're like flying in. They can't land because everything's blowing up as the moon's collapsing onto the planet. Chewie like jumps out of the thing, grabs Anakin, chucks him into the Millennium Falcon. And it's like, go! Or Han takes
I
off.
like how you had to correct it. No, you
Han
didn't speak
takes
English.
off, and then Chewie just looks at this moon coming right at him, roars at it, and it crushes him and the planet.
Oh
and
my
that's
God.
Chewie's death.
I mean,
He's the
that's
only one of the main characters to ever
cool.
die in the books.
If I have to go out in a violent fashion, I'd pick that.
I mean,
It's a pretty fucking badass
That's
way
a
to die.
great death for Chewie.
trying
He
to stop a
saves his
moon.
best friend's kid, and then he just raged cries at a moon as it crushes him. Dude, that's going out
And
like
just
a
to
man.
point something out, it is called Star Wars. There is never a peaceful day in the life of any of these
I mean,
characters.
that's true.
Like, they've been through a lot of shit. And so it takes a moon falling on top of them to
Yo,
finish
what if the
them off.
moon like stopped a little bit as Chewie was being hit with it? Like he kind of held it up.
What if it was the moon from Majora's Mask? Just like looking at him as it's coming down.
What if it was the Raisin Bran sun?
Oh, God, here we go again.
Anyway. So that's your Star Wars history lesson for today. Let's move on to Groot.
Sweet.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
We need a graphic for that. The Star Wars history lesson. Of
Ben doesn't know too much about that at all.
No.
All right,
could do
so Groot. Oh, look, it's Harry Balls on you again. Groot would win because he can take blows from the Hulk, regrow limbs, regenerate his entire body, and worthy of hammer. Thank you, Twitter character limit.
I am Thor.
That's awesome. Wow.
That's cool.
I didn't know that.
I love
That's
how
awesome.
his head becomes the helmet,
Yeah.
the
pretty cool.
shape-shifting.
And his chest a little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
What is
okay.
that other panel, though?
That's what I'm looking at. Eric Morrison clarifies, Groot's ability of dendrokinesis allows him to control trees, even making them sentient. Tree army versus one Wookiee? No way.
Oh my God, look at them all. That would be one of the most horrifying things I've ever
Man.
seen in my life. Could you imagine?
It's
if
like the
trees
Wizard of Oz
just
running?
lost out and
You
they
ever
started running. Yeah, dude.
You ever see like tree monsters in video games? They're like sometimes scarier than the other monsters. Like,
I mean, it goes all the way back to God,
Wizard
why
of
am I
Oz.
blanking? Yeah, Wizard of Oz. Thank you. Like, this is some scary shit,
They
man.
got, like,
Trees
little
are trying to
spider
grab
legs.
Wizard of
her.
Oz, the
But-
Ents from Lord of the Rings.
Dude, trees from
Going
Evil
way
Dead.
back.
That's
Yeah.
probably the worst. They do some horrible shit.
Yeah, okay. So depending on the environment, if there's a forest there, I think Groot.
If we are providing trees for Groot, shouldn't we also provide the ability for Chewie to get on a spaceship and take the fight into space, where there are no
that's
trees?
a stretch.
We're
Trees-
providing a vehicle versus providing
something that's already
a
here.
resource.
I think plant life is,
I don't know.
you got pretty good odds of finding plant life wherever you are. So he's I don't know whether it's going to be
That's
a
fair.
forest that's sprinting at him, which again is horrifying. But there's going to
Yeah.
be some sort of plant life that he can control. I'm more on the lines of he's like he can just keep regrowing himself and like the Chewie couldn't get to
takes a
him. I mean, I
while.
guess he'd start shooting at him, but he's only going to really get one good shot before he
The
gets like
bowcaster
impaled.
is a very powerful weapon. However, I do believe it needs to charge up in order to get its most powerful blast. I remember there was some game where you could charge it up and it would fire like 5 laser bolts at once.
Masters of Terrakasi?
Maybe.
The fighting
No,
game?
it's one of the
fighting
Jedi
game?
Knight games.
okay.
But it might be in multiple games. It might just be a thing in the Star Wars universe that this thing, if you charge it up, it fires 5 bolts that I believe bounce all over the place, which could also be a problem for Chewie himself. But
I'm leaning towards Groot.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with the trees.
Groot sounds like he's got this, honestly.
If there's trees around, I'm Team Groot. If there's not, a little more of a toss-up.
Something nobody did bring up, or we didn't bring up, is Chewie is. I don't know how intelligent Groot is, but Chewie's like an engineering genius.
Yeah.
So if that comes into play at all, that gives him an advantage. But
That's like prep time.
I guess, or if he like whips something up like
On
on
the
the
field.
fly.
If Chewie gets prep time, then Groot should be allowed to go find trees.
Okay.
Like go find a forest, and they find him, they follow him all the way to the battlefield.
I want to see Chewie and the Millennium Falcon versus Groot with like a tree built like suit of armor or something. He's like
No.
collected all the trees
that's
and
pretty much what
bushes.
he is.
You mean like a
okay.
tree mech suit?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Even better. It takes place on Chewie's home planet, where Groot can just take all their houses.
Oh no! Oh no!
All their houses become his minions.
It's like a horror movie right there.
Yeah, or instead, it's just like, you think I'm gonna have the, like, I can control wood. And instead of having the houses come to life to help him, he just looks Chewie in the eyes and just goes. And all, like, as a whole, they just crush
The
in
whole
and
planet
kill.
of Kashyyyk
Yeah.
just comes
Oh,
down
the-
around Chewie. Oh no!
And everybody was inside. They're dead
Although
now.
that does mean that Chewie is like, I was gonna say knowledgeable of trees, but I guess it doesn't really apply. But
Know all you want about trees. They can still kill you if they're controlled by Groot.
Everything you know about trees is about to change. That's what's gonna
That's true.
happen when they get
That's
up and
true.
sprint at you.
Okay, so I think we're all voting Groot.
Yeah, Groot wins.
Yeah. I like Groot. I like Groot for
Sorry,
this one.
Chewie. Love you, buddy.
the moon thing's cool though.
The moon
Epic
thing
death.
is cool.
Yeah.
Is there anybody in that world that can stop a moon?
I mean, probably some of the Jedi.
Yeah,
can.
I'm sure a powerful Jedi could stop it with the Force.
The way they end up beating Yuzun Vong is Han's other kid, Jason, basically taps into the Force and not destroys, but like he just sits there and everything dies. Like he doesn't really do anything.
Like Professor Xavier's kid?
Kind of. Like he's just controlling everything with his mind.
So the
It's
Jedi are
crazy.
X-Men.
They're what?
With all the same power.
Oh,
If the power was drawn from God, basically,
okay.
Maybe.
I guess.
I mean, it's a
power was
mutation. There's an argument to be made there, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, sure.
Sure, Torian.
Yeah, what? I was fine.
The Jedi or X-Men. Will that get you to watch stuff?
Maybe.
Will you watch Star Wars now?
No, it won't. I won't watch it now because they all have the same power.
John.
They all have Wolverine's power. That
But you
be
would watch
cool.
Dragon Ball Z. They all have like the same power.
I haven't watched it recently, and some of them have different powers. Krillin's
They're all
hold
energy
on.
blasts.
Krillin throws a frisbee. Krillin throws a frisbee,
And then Frieza throws a frisbee.
And instead of putting your hands together like this, Vegeta puts his together like that.
Oh, it's so different.
And
It's
then like
so
Trunks
And he
different.
shoots a purple laser
like
instead of a
that.
blue
Piccolo.
laser. Oh man, so
and
different.
it twirls.
Yeah, Piccolo broke new ground with that spiral.
They're all
Yeah, I know,
different. Pan wears a headband. No one else wears it.
But
You know that's a lie.
yeah, so that's different enough for you. But the Jedi, they're just X-Men.
Yeah, they're just X-Men.
They're just
They got different colored
Wolverines.
lightsabers. If that
There
helps.
you go.
They have different colors. They do have different powers.
The lightsabers aren't part of their power though. Can
Mace-
anybody wield a lightsaber?
Palpatine shoots lightning out of his fingers.
Preferably not anybody.
Anybody can, not well,
Well,
though.
Oh, Dega
It-
did.
it
He's
is
not a
it is a
Jedi.
thing in this story where if you don't have access to the Force, generally it's really dangerous to wield a lightsaber. You're probably going to hurt or kill yourself. There's one book that I read
Why?
where
Because
some
you're not
kids
trained?
Well,
Anything it
because
touches is gonna go through.
the
Yeah.
way a lightsaber works is in order for it to activate, you kind of need to have the Force flow through you into the crystal, into the energy blade.
Oh.
So if you can't control the Force, then there's just this energy going through you.
So John
I
Boyega
think
has
is
the
the way
Force.
it works.
I love how much you know about Star Wars.
I
Ben.
love Star Wars,
I
dude.
know you do.
I've been a Star Wars fan. Star Wars
We
was the
know.
first.
that brings
Star Wars was the first non-animated film I ever saw as a kid. My dad showed it to me when I was like 4, and the trash compactor scene terrified me.
Oh yeah, dude.
Of course, yeah.
But I loved it.
So
And-
Bodega has the Force.
who?
John Bodega. From the
Plays
Force
John
Awakens.
Boyega?
Finn.
Plays Finn.
Sorry.
Oh, his character Finn.
Yes.
I mean, he fails with the lightsaber pretty hard, so
But he activated it and he swung
he
it.
did. You don't need the Force in order to turn it on.
You just said that.
No,
You need it to control it.
Okay.
That's the idea.
got
It's a
you.
little vague.
Sure.
Because some books did say that you need the Force to control
Okay.
it way back when, or to turn it on. But, it's kind of up in the air. It's a fictional story, whatever. They can do whatever they want with it.
That is true.
Yeah, I know. But either way, I mean, like that. You gotta imagine, like having the Force will help you. It makes you extra aware of where things are.
Yeah.
And so, I feel with something that is like a glowing beam of cut anything it touches, I would want to have that because
Yeah.
accidentally rested on something or you're swinging it around, you nick your shoulder. That shit's gone.
There's also
you
there's
just-
no weight to the blade. There's only weight in the handle.
Oh,
So that's another
that's
thing
a
too.
problem.
It's different from a regular sword.
That's a problem.
Yeah, see, it's way too easy to hurt yourself with that.
What I was saying, there was a book where 2 kids were trying to learn how to use a lightsaber, and one of them just cut the other one's arm off.
Oh,
Like,
no.
they didn't know what they were doing.
He's cauterized.
So,
He's
yeah, it does cauterize it.
That's why you need a quality handle and blade with a quality guard system built in, like Dollar Shave Club has.
There we
Ooh,
go.
10 out of 10.
Oh,
was a good
nailed
one.
it. Thanks, dude.
But does it have lasers?
Well, that's the thing. You know, you don't need to spend all that money on getting those ridiculously gimmicky, expensive razors
With
that
lasers?
Have like the
Laser razors?
like laser guided across your
Laser
face to get the perfect contour.
It's great.
It's either that or you pay like nothing, and you get the super disposable crap ones that you might as well just cut off half your face while you're using it.
Are you gonna use
Oh,
it?
it's
here's
so
the deal.
much fun.
Oh, you want me to use it right now? Yeah, dude, it's great. I love it. I've dry shaved with this thing many a time, and it like doesn't even hurt. It's great.
cool.
Yeah. So listen, you need to make the smarter choice when it comes to your shaving needs. Dollar Shave Club is super convenient. You don't need to run out to the store, anything like that. They send it to you. And so that means you always have a fresh quality razor at your disposal. So listen, we've all tried those cheap razors. They're awful. Expensive ones, gimmicky laser things. We don't need that. This is the best of both worlds. It's an affordable razor, and you get quality. But here's the thing. My favorite part, it's Dr. Carver's shave butter. This stuff is awesome. So it's clear, so you always get a precise shave, and it is incredibly smooth. And you combine that with the razor, and oh man,
Can I use it on my fins?
can you use it on your fins? Check the directions, but I don't think it'll tell you not to.
Does it smell good?
Yeah, dude. So
Wait a minute. I gotta open it.
yeah, it's sealed right now.
I know.
That one is. Are you ready? You all excited?
I am excited.
All right, cool.
Feeling it.
So listen, you can make the smarter choice and join Dollar Shave Club. For a limited time, new members get their first month of the Executive Razor with a tube of their Dr. Carver shave butter for only $5 with free shipping. After that, razors are just a few bucks a month. That's a $15 value for only $5. In your first month box, you get an awesome weighty handle. It does. It's got some weight too. I know. I feel that.
Unlike a
It's good.
lightsaber.
I know. Well, the handle does, but
Oh,
the
shoot.
blades
I'm
don't.
wrong.
Exactly like a
A
lightsaber.
full cassette with 4 cartridges and a tube of their shave butter. After your first month, replacement cartridges ship automatically at their regular price. There's no commitments, no hidden
that's
fees.
awesome.
Cancel whenever you guys want. You can only get this offer exclusively at dollarshaveclub.com/cast. So make the smarter choice and head to dollarshaveclub.com/cast. Thanks, guys. I love this thing, and I wouldn't be a Dollar Shave Club spot on a show if I didn't launch a blade at Ben.
No.
Oh, I didn't do a good job on that one. I'm sorry. Luckily,
Never
I got
again.
more because they give
No.
you 4. Ah! Damn.
Oh my God.
What? You blocked a
What is
blade
happening?
with your computer.
What is happening?
Oh, mistake. He looked away. Hey, it's under your chair. You might have sat on it.
That
Be
almost
careful of
went in
that.
your pants.
Why are
I-
you shooting razors at me?
Because
this does
they're
not sound
awesome.
safe at all.
And they're so affordable, I can do that. There we go.
Don't do this, kids.
But you should
But
sign up
do.
for dollarshaveclub.com/cast.
Okay.
Thanks.
These are staying over here from now on forever.
I'll get them.
Someday. All right. Anyway, back to Death Battle. Not the kind where we shoot razors at ourselves. Nick, you wrote Glacius.
I
You
did.
play Killer Instinct.
I have before. Yes.
I was hoping you could tell us about
Torian,
Glacius.
it looks like the face of that orca whale is birthing you.
I know. I didn't want to point to that. I didn't want to. This orca is.
Is this where?
This orca has
Or just
jungle.
going, oh!
This orca has jungle fever. Nick, so tell us about Glacius.
Yeah, please.
Not as good of a segue as what Chad had into the ad read.
We were already on the subject.
No, we weren't.
He just asked you.
So Glacius is a nice guy.
He's
Not
a
a
nice
nice
guy?
guy. An ice guy. I'm sure he's nice also.
Okay, that was better than Chad's.
Oh God, was it? Was it really?
Yeah.
No. All right. Well, hey, I'll tell you what.
Surrounded by. I don't want to finish the sentence.
Yes, he plays a ton of Killer Instinct.
I love this game. I got Torian addicted to it.
which they
Chad
got
and I
me
kinda-
re-addicted to it.
Yeah. Ben's,
You tried to get me addicted to it.
but you're a Soul Calibur guy. Smash Brothers, Soul Calibur.
Yep.
Yeah.
You got your taste. We've got ours.
Yep.
Wow. That
But,
didn't
dude, what's so
sound,
interesting to me about
that didn't sound dismissive at all.
Glacius is, so I've learned too, like, I love a lot of the different fighting games,
Yeah.
but really, I don't know that much about the characters unless I've like made the active effort to like dig through and learn the character's story or whatever. And
What
so,
if you were forced to research characters for your job?
And there we are. That's one of the things that I found so interesting. when we were going through the Glacius script was his backstory. Because, I don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
back in the day, like when Killer Instinct, the first one, came out, you just accepted it. You're like, there's the ice guy.
Yeah.
And there's the fire guy.
He's an alien.
And that's a werewolf.
Ultratech puts him in a tournament.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
didn't need to know. I didn't need to know why they were all in the same place and fighting. I just knew he could do cool ice moves, right?
Yeah, the Iron Galaxy, the developers on the Killer Instinct today, the modern KI, they really fleshed out like all these characters' backstories, including Glacius.
Yeah, and so apparently he was a space cop.
A galactic marshal.
A galactic marshal.
Galactic Marshal.
Ultratech is like the most evil corporation ever. Like, sent out this space beacon. They had some technology. They're like, let's lure in some more alien technology, right? Because they had this Roswell crash or whatever.
Where they reverse engineered all this stuff, including the super advanced Arya, that character. She was reverse engineered from the Roswell incident. Now she runs Ultratech.
See?
Basically running the world.
So basically, the entire story of Killer Instinct stems from the Roswell incident and
lot of it
Glacius'
does.
species.
A lot of it does. Yeah.
He's pretty important. All right.
Yeah. But Ultratech, being dicks, Glacius showed up to check out this distress beacon, and they just blasted his ship out of the sky.
With some satellites that they were not supposed to have. They're
Right.
not advanced enough to have.
Exactly. So he crashes, and I love the fact that I very much was thinking of it like, you remember, Independence Day? You know how the aliens looked super intimidating and like crazy, and then you found out that they're just the tiny little guys on the inside, and that's just their suit. Well, it's kind of like that with Glacius. He's got this.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah, and so because he
Not
crash landed
exactly.
in the Antarctic, he's like, I needed an armor body. Ice it is. So he somehow wrapped himself in it.
Telekinetic abilities with like minor.
Yeah.
That would be cool if he
substances,
landed in like
yeah.
a volcano.
Well, we got Cinder already.
Yeah, but they made him. Like, if Glacius is like wrapped in like lava and it's like around him, that'd be cool.
Yeah, if Glacius had landed like in the ocean, I'm sure he would have had water abilities.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah,
landed
but
in
you
the
can't walk
jungle,
around with water.
yeah, you don't know that.
Because
He does already. He's just cold water.
If he can control it the way he does ice, I'm pretty sure he could keep it from just spilling out. It's not like he's gonna take a step and
mean-
like, whoops.
Like, man, that'd be cool if he's like surrounded by water constantly. He's walking
now you-
around and stuff.
now you're on board.
Yeah, hang on board.
Yeah,
or maybe he landed
It's
in
like
the
the
ocean.
guy from Sonic.
Chaos,
Yeah.
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 Boy, is he all water?
He's made of water. He's got a little brain. And he's exactly the same thing. He's got a little brain inside that's this real
I thought he
form,
was
and
like
then
an
he's just a water
alien thing
being.
or something. Oh, you're right. He is the same thing as Glacius.
He's the exact same thing.
Just
But
warmer.
see, the downside if he had crash landed in the ocean is he could have landed right next to an orca whale and ended up looking like this.
Oh, is that
And that wouldn't have been nearly as cool.
is that where I came from? Glacius
guess so.
in some orca whale?
Maybe.
You tell us. It's your story.
It's not my story.
Anyway,
We don't need to know Torian's story. That's a long, tragic tale.
yeah. So anyway, Glacius is one of those characters where if you trying to figure out what the matchup would be, you've got a couple of good options. We kind of mentioned this last week. We wanted this to be a battle of the fighting game ice characters. So
Yeah.
Sub-Zero and Glacius it made the most sense.
Yeah.
You got this ninja versus an alien, both of them wielding the power of cold.
Ninja, who's technically an alien because he comes from Outworld.
Yeah.
Technically.
Man, wow, aliens are the coolest.
You wouldn't
Ice
think it
alien
looking at
An
people.
alternate dimension, I guess that would be.
It's an
Yeah,
alien.
yeah.
It seems
basically-
like anything that's not a human is like cooler than us.
Said the orca whale.
I'm just saying, like even some animals,
Torian hates, he's a self-loathing human.
like even some
wishes
Which
he
is
could
why
be
he's
that
trying to
whale.
become an orca whale.
like even some animals are like way cooler than humans. Like a tiger, that's way cooler than a human. Like what?
Yeah, but they don't have thumbs.
Oh, that is the
Opposable thumbs.
one thing that everyone
They don't
gives,
have a
like,
language.
everyone gives. They communicate somehow. They gotta
it
rally
equates to-
each other.
It equates to get away from me. This is my territory.
Or let's bang.
That's about it.
I mean, I guess, and even then, that's just like a few pheromones in the air.
Yeah.
But still, like giant, like how are we the coolest thing on the planet when like
I can
some of
tell
the
you.
smallest things can kill us?
You're not right now.
I am still.
I just see
still
the
the
preview
coolest
monitor.
thing on
Like,
this
how
planet.
are we the coolest things on the planet as he's in this ridiculous ass outfit?
It's not what you were like wearing.
And you're rocking it. You're killing it.
It does look like my head is coming out its mouth or something,
Yeah. Mouth.
or like it's.
Like it's vomiting you up or something.
but I'm like stuck.
But it's
and
in
I've-
excruciating
And I've
pain.
grew out its body. Ugh. Anyway.
Burst out of the body, and now it's your own body.
It's my skin now.
What's happening?
Hey, what's it? It's kind of like what's in Star Wars where she had to cut open. They had to cut open that monster to sleep in
Bantha?
him.
The Tauntaun.
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 Yeah,
Tauntaun.
Tauntaun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
cut
I thought it smelled worse. Bad on the outside.
Yeah.
That
What?
thing. It's
Is
the
that-
line.
Oh.
I thought it smelled bad on the outside.
Listen,
and then he
let's just-
stuffs Luke in there.
Are you quoting lines?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen,
That's what you do when you talk about Star Wars. Come on.
Ben, let's just
You answered my
Can we
question
just
by
turn this
saying
into the Star Wars
it
show? Because
was
that's what
the-
we're trying to do,
You
clearly.
said it was the Tauntaun, and I was like, okay. And then you started quoting lines.
It's the Yoshi thing.
that's how it works.
From The Empire Strikes Back.
That's how Star Wars works, man.
Let's all just appreciate the fact that Torian tried to make a Star Wars reference.
Right. Like,
That is cool.
why are you taking that from me?
You're cool.
Thank you.
Even in that outfit for doing that.
Thank you. Are you going to be here for the Death Battle week?
Oh, now he's trying to throw
What?
shade.
He's asking if you're going to be
course.
here next week.
Of course I am.
Okay.
You
don't believe
that
it?
didn't sound
Has he been
super
here? You've been gone. Chat said
Okay,
this.
so
Look, anyway, Glacius' cool story. It was interesting
Yeah.
to hear a lot about the character that I didn't know about because I know of all of his abilities and the things that he can do, but learning that kind of backstory was interesting. That there's actually a reason that there's an ice monster on the planet Earth fighting, and it's all to stop Ultratech and reclaim all the alien technology that they shouldn't have.
But then it becomes, Ultratech was trying to prepare the world for Gargos coming. He's like this giant demon man from an alternate dimension.
Why
So
did
Glacius-
Gargos come in the first place?
That's a whole other story.
Okay.
wait, that's what it is? Ultratech's trying to save the world from Gargos the
In
whole
the
time by
current
being
game,
evil?
that's what it seems like.
Kind of. I mean, Arya's thing is she
Greater
has this
good
quote:
story.
"Evolve or die." Or she says, "I'll drag mankind kicking and screaming into the future." So like she's gonna force them to evolve. Is
Greater
her-
good thing. Got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Any means necessary because we'll lead to the
And then
day.
Glacius is like, "Well, okay, as long as that's happening, I guess I'll help them."
Really?
Yeah.
All right, then.
Like they could probably use the help of an alien from another
So
planet.
he's a dirty space cop. Well, I mean, I guess.
Taking bribes.
it would be dirtier of him to abandon the Earth.
What does he
in
care
a
about
time of need
humans?
like that.
Yeah, like they shot him down. He
Yeah.
wasn't even supposed to be there.
Arya shot him down. Ultratech shot him
He
down.
wasn't even supposed to be there.
Using his own weapons.
Is Gargos like an intergalactic threat?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
That's why.
Yeah, stop Gargos at all costs. All right, well, anyway, that's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing this matchup. Seeing how the ice fights each other. That's been the fun thing of
I
topic.
was waiting for you to drop an ice pun there, and it didn't come.
I didn't do it.
I'm sad.
Chill, man.
There we go. I feel better now.
The pickup.
All right, guys, let's
Good.
get to our out of context comic book panel of the week.
This is my favorite part of the show.
Can't wait to see how sexual it is this time.
Me too.
That's usually what it is.
Where did they?
Oh,
Go
I've seen
ahead.
this. This is a classic.
What do you think of my outfit? It's the very,
very
newest.
newest.
Oh my God!
He's wearing babies.
He's just strapping babies.
Because
to
what are
him.
you gonna do? Like, you can't win
Yeah,
if you're
no.
trying to take down somebody who's wearing babies.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
No.
awful. I mean,
You either hit the babies or you take him out and he falls on babies.
Here's the thing too.
Oh, I
Are
didn't think
they
about the
evil
falling part.
babies? Because they all are drawn with these really sinister faces.
Yeah.
Except for that kid on the back. Look at him over the shoulder. He's just happy to be here.
That one on his front right leg kind of looks like Dr. Octopus to me.
What?
Maybe
Kinda
it's
does.
just because my vision's not that great, but his face looks like an old man.
I
Yeah.
want this to be a big misunderstanding, right? He works at this daycare center, and he's like, these babies are crying. I'm gonna, strap a couple of them to me, walk around, it'll calm them down.
Maybe the building's on fire, and this is the best way
Yeah.
to just transport a
get the
whole
baby-
nursery
No,
full
I
of
think-
children
I
out
think
by
With a gun
himself.
in hand and people tied up next to him.
I mean, you never know.
He doesn't want people to disturb the sleeping babies.
Yeah. None of them look happy. I think the thing is that he was robbing a bank, and that was his master plan. Because I remember this got linked to me before, and I guess that's what he did. Was he
Oh, it's because
wore
he
a
was
bunch of
talking
babies?
about strapping puppies to you.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
And I was
We
talking-
came up with this brilliant scheme to rob a bank by sending in kittens and strapping puppies to our bodies.
See, this is like the next step, but
I
it's like
remember that.
I'd rather have puppies strapped to me, because man, babies are a lot of work. Also, it's a lot easier to get your hand on like a box of puppies than it is babies. Like I don't know where
Yeah.
he got those, but that
He
must
works
have
at
been
the
hard.
daycare. He's taking them out for a walk. He's
First you rob the
stopped-
daycare.
Yeah.
And then
of
you rob the
babies,
bank.
Then you rob the
No,
bank.
like months before, he got a certification. He got hired at the daycare. They trust him. He took all the babies out for like a play date because he's a big man. He can strap them all on. The babies probably love that. Stopped at the local bank on his way back.
He conditions them.
Yep.
You extra can't get caught if your first stop is to strap a bunch of babies to you, because that's how many counts of kidnapping on top of robbing
Oh,
a
yeah,
bank?
I know a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh my God.
that gets a lot more expensive
Yeah.
for you, whether if that's in money or in life sentences.
See, the problem is he didn't think it all the way through. Because you're right. No one's going to try and harm you while you have a bunch of babies strapped to you. They're going to be like, all right, I don't know what we got to do, but like, can't attack him in any way. Can't even tackle him. Like, baby's got a soft head. Like, there's
Can't
no way.
gas
We
him,
can't
'cause the
gas him. He's
babies-
going to get the babies. Like, none of this is going to go good. So, all right, we're just going to have to follow him. But the problem is, eventually, you're going to have to take the babies off, right? And also, you
I
can't
mean-
hide with a bunch of babies strapped to you. He's never getting
Yeah.
away. He's not going to be very agile, and they make a ton of noise. So, like, he's not hiding. He's not getting away.
Okay.
How much weight in babies alone do you think he's
Which
holding?
waiting baby?
You could get away if you drop all the babies off in a way where whoever's chasing you has to stop and save the baby.
Leave a trail
Just
of
one at a
babies.
time.
Yeah, you're just running along, and then you grab one and toss them off the bridge. It's like, oh no,
Wow.
we gotta go get them.
Oh my god.
I mean,
He's designed elaborate traps
that's-
all the way out. Like,
okay, so what would be the best power to stop him so he won't harm the
The
babies?
Flash, super speed.
Yeah, that would do it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Probably.
you wouldn't even know. It would look like that scene
You
in
could-
Ninja
you could
Turtles
get him.
when.
What if he's like the Flash is moving too fast for the baby? He makes the baby sick.
No, like
Harm the baby.
you get in there, you just like flick him in the head or whatever it takes to knock him unconscious, and then before he falls, you just like hold him because you're the Flash, you're strong.
Hold them, or you take off the babies off.
Or
Did you say flick him in the head though? You're gonna.
Flick-
Raphael
yeah,
from
knock
Ninja
him out.
Turtles. You remember that scene when Keno's trying to get into the Foot Clan and then they turn out the lights and in one, like, you just. And then all of a sudden he comes back and all the bells have been
That's how
removed
you
and they
do
never
it.
make
Oh,
a sound.
yeah, yeah.
That's how you do it. You send in Raphael.
Turn off the
suddenly-
lights.
And a smoke
Turn
bomb.
off the lights, and then when they come back on in just a few seconds, all the babies are gone, and they never made a sound.
Wow, I forgot about that,
That is
scene
a
entirely.
good reference.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I totally forgot about that scene.
I think
Because
I'll just-
anytime anybody thinks of Secret of the Ooze, they think of Vanilla Ice
Yep.
and Tolkien Razar, but mostly Vanilla Ice.
I think I'll use freeze powers. I'll just freeze the guy.
With the babies?
No,
That's not a good plan.
no, I'm gonna freeze him from the inside out.
What
How are you
are
gonna-
you, a like reverse microwave?
Can no. What?
What?
What? I'm gonna freeze it from the
How
inside
do you
out. Like,
freeze something from the inside out?
So you telling me no ice person
become
can touch
Sub-Zero?
somebody and make their internal temperature so cold they freeze from
How
the
you see
inside
touch
out?
him, though?
It starts with the skin, though, because that's what you're touching. You'd have to, like, be Sub-Zero or Glacius and, like, jam your fist down his throat and just do your
No,
thing
can
from
I
there.
just like send a trail on the ground, touch his toe?
What are you talking about?
Cool him.
Who's gonna get the baby?
I have ice powers. You can't tell me what I can do with my ice powers, Nick.
You also can't just make
Okay,
up
hang
what
on,
your
hang on,
powers
hang on.
do.
Those
Hey.
are made up powers.
Torian, so you're in your made up ice power, you can freeze somebody from the inside out. Regardless, it's still gonna freeze the outside skin, which would then hurt the babies.
Well, I'll do it so much to where they are immobilized, but it doesn't like break their skin.
Listen, guys, I'm just going to be so
Like
awesome
maybe
that it'll
like freeze
just
their
work.
bones. Like freeze it. They
He
literally
can't fall over.
He's just there. You go. See, I win.
Yes, Torian.
Okay.
You win.
Sure.
You
saved
did
the-
it. You
I saved the babies.
You did.
Yes.
And they'll trust him too, because I'm dressed like a cartoon character.
That is true. They're immediately gonna run to me. It's so great.
When you're dressed like that,
Yeah, this will be my costume
no.
for this specific mission.
I think all you have to do to save the day is just walk in, because the guy's just gonna start laughing like crazy,
Yeah, there
and
you
he's
go.
not gonna be able to focus.
I'm gonna have like
Maybe.
the coolest
I
like
don't know.
monologue. I'm just gonna go in this costume.
Coolest?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in this costume and do the monologue from Pacific Rim. Just
Canceling the apocalypse?
Yeah.
Fill it with
It's a man wearing some babies.
fill it with whale puns.
Everybody's gonna be so confused.
By the end of this, you're gonna
You're
be
not- are
wailing
you
for your
trying to
mother.
rally?
the bank is gonna be so rallied and hyped. They'll help me.
Yeah, they won't think you're a crazy person.
No.
They weren't wanting to save the babies before your speech, but now that you've convinced them with
Who doesn't
canceling
want
the
to save
apocalypse,
babies? Those bank people are jerks.
They're probably terrified.
The guy's got a
babies?
gun to some hostages' heads, and then he's got babies strapped to his body to avoid being hit.
Yeah,
I think we're
that's
making a
whole
lot
of
of assumptions here.
I mean, I saved them with my freezing on the inside. None of you saved them.
I had a good
We don't
solution.
even know how he did that.
I said I was going to
You're
be the
saying
Flash.
this like it happened in the past.
Yeah.
Like, this actually happened, and Torian
Torian
saved
did it.
those
You saved-
babies.
You saved the babies.
Thank you very
Good
much.
job,
If you go to
man.
the next page of the comic book, Torian
There
shows up
it is.
in the
It's just me in
Orca.
the I picture him all stylized too, and he's like really detailed.
It's not
He's
even
like, I
me doing
did it.
anything. The next time it was just me showing up in like a cool pose, and then it says, "To be
We are
continued,"
canceling
like,
the apocalypse, and then ice comes out of the ground.
So would that be your whole thing? Is all about saving people? That's like your main thing.
No, not in that comic. I'll save those babies though. Even if I'm a villain, I can raise them to be my henchmen.
That's a lot
And
of
there it goes.
responsibility.
Of course, you're going back to being a
Okay,
villain.
there we go. So the babies aren't saved; they become your
Kinda.
pawns.
This one time I work with Nick. My ice, shoot the babies off. Nick uses
Shoot the babies
The
off.
babies off.
1, 2,
Shoot
got
the
him.
babies off. Those 4 words. Never
shoot
thought to
'em.
hear them in that order. Shoot the babies off.
And then you, as the Flash, you run around and save them.
How about I just do it myself? Because I don't need you. To
Someone's
help
gonna die from you flicking them in the head. You
I'm
gotta
gonna
punch
die.
them.
What?
God.
Flash,
No,
Flash
dude, he
can
can
do that.
flick
The
a
point is
finger
to knock
so
him out.
fast. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
Anyway.
knock the babies
Whatever.
out. I
The
knock the-
babies are saved, or maybe not. Maybe they're enslaved.
Hopefully the babies
At
get
Torian's
saved.
lair.
And Flash shows up. Flash Nick shows up and saves it before Orca Torian shows up and freezes and kills them all.
Nick or This is like the first issue
Anyway.
of Death Battle Comics.
Torian,
Yes.
what you're wearing right now, would your Sonic original character / OC look like that?
Yes.
Yes? Well, guess
Torian
what?
the Orca Hedgehog.
You can make Torian the Orca Hedgehog in the upcoming Sonic game.
Would it
What?
Just, would it just be Torian the Orca?
I can't believe they did this. I know why they did. It's so-
Sonic Forces, they teased a third character, which I totally missed this, but Nick caught me up on it last week, like literally a couple days before
Yeah,
this was
yeah, yeah.
announced. That everybody thought was Bubsy was going to be the new character.
The silhouette.
Really?
Bubsy the
Yeah.
Bobcat? Yeah,
What could
there's this-
possibly go wrong?
The silhouette they show looks like a slightly skinnier like version of Bubsy, but it was just the silhouette.
Okay.
Well, just a couple days ago, they revealed that it's actually an OC, original character that you can custom make in the game, very similar to
Like a me?
more like the Dragon Ball Xenoverse
Oh, okay.
kind of thing.
Cool.
So I guess the way it works is there's 3 different game modes. You can play as like Sonic and Shadow, but you can also play as your original character, and you can play as like
Sonic and Classic Sonic.
That's right. Yeah, Sonic.
Baby
Classic
Sonic.
And you can play as you can make like a wolf, a rabbit, cat, dog, bear, bird, or a hedgehog.
And then customize it how you want. And it
Yep.
could be Blank the Hedgehog or whatever. So there you
So-
have it, Internet. You've got it.
I'm honestly surprised that this didn't happen sooner.
Yeah, with how big that is online.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I kind of get it. It's not really a fan base that I think most companies would be willing to acknowledge because you know
Sega has for a long time.
have they?
Yeah, ever since
how?
Sonic 06. Like Sonic 06 like was meant to appeal to the audience that Sonic Adventure 2 brought in. Like that kind of storyline and that kind
suppose.
of like Dragon Ball Z-ification of the Sonic universe. I feel like this really appeals to that.
Oh my
like
God.
Dragon Ball got a character creator. Like they've done that multiple times, and
What are
it's
you
just
looking
been, you know,
Green Sonic?
Did you look up Chad the Hedgehog?
Torian won the game.
What do you mean?
a game.
There's no Torian the Hedgehog.
Really?
I just looked it up.
Yes!
That's what we have right here. That's
an orca.
There it is.
I'm a orca instead of a hedgehog.
Yeah, dude. There's
Oh,
no
so-
one made a Torian the
So
Hedgehog.
it's the game where it's like your name and hedgehog?
Wait, is that how you win the game? If you don't get
Guys.
results?
Yeah,
Is that
because
the-
there's no. I've never met anyone. There's like any name, the Hedgehog. Somebody's made an
Yes.
original
The-
character. About.
right.
The
That's
game
like
is
the
that you Google your name and see who your OC looks like. But if you don't have a Torian the Hedgehog to search, we need one.
yes,
Someone draw
Guys,
Torian
please
the
submit.
Hedgehog.
I want to see this. I want to see a Torian the Hedgehog. Please send it to us using
No,
the hashtag
don't do it.
DeathBattleCast
Don't do it. I
on
have
Twitter,
one
and
name.
we will showcase all of them.
Yeah,
we
that'll
will
be
show
awesome.
Make
all
it,
of them.
Make it
It's
as
the one thing Google doesn't know.
make it
Don't
as
add
awkward
it.
as possible.
Don't give it to him.
It's gonna be all over.
I want
SEO
this so
top of the
bad.
page. Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
If we get so many that we need to spend the entire show on it, we absolutely will.
Then
Like,
so be it.
whatever, let's do it.
Yo,
Yeah.
this weekend they're going to come in hot.
oh yeah, I can't wait.
Oh my
Hashtag Death Battle Cast.
Yeah, hashtag Death Battle Cast. Send us your Torian, Crawford, OC original characters from Sonic the Hedgehog. Torian the Hedgehog, or Torian the Bat, or Torian the Wolf, whatever.
Torian the Bat?
No, keep it. I mean, do whatever you want, but
We at least need a couple Torian the Hedgehog so that whenever you search Torian the Hedgehog, yours shows up.
Yep.
I love it. All right.
I'm not looking forward to this.
We'll make sure we got a chunk dedicated to that next week. That'll be great.
We can animate them all and make them fight.
There we go.
if they're gonna do it,
if you want
if
to,
you want
sure.
to 3D model one of them, Torian will make it into an animation.
Oh my God.
That is not a Burger King guarantee. So
Well, what did Burger King have to do with it?
It's everything. Clearly.
Apparently.
Can't
on.
say that about anything.
But
None of us represent the king.
I don't understand.
what else?
Where did this go?
What else we got going on? I'm hungry. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Come on.
here we
Bullshit,
go.
Torian.
Oh!
There we go. Burger King guarantee.
Now it
There's
is.
so much on my head right now.
Sponsored by Dollar Shave Club.
I'm sorry. The Orca Whale King is killing me.
Or King Whale.
I know, okay. Admittedly,
Or King.
admittedly, I look pretty cool.
Is that how you describe
Yes.
Wait. Just like 10 minutes ago, you were like, humans aren't cool, especially like this, but put a crown on it. And
It does.
Yeah, I'm cool.
You got to admit, it looks way better with a crown.
Technically, it does. Technically, I'm not a human, and I keep.
Wait, what?
it? Technically, the crown should be like back
I'm
here.
an orca, half human. I'm an orca human. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're moving on. but yes, we're serious. Send your OCs of Torian the Hedgehog to us using hashtag DeathBattleCast, and we will absolutely showcase all of them next week. I'm really looking forward to that.
I get
Okay.
paid to be here.
In other news, hey guys, the Power Rangers movie.
This looks way cooler on me than it did Sean's.
The Orca King.
The Power Rangers movie has been released internationally. There's been some reports about how much money it's been making.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's not doing so well.
Oh, no.
In China.
In China. Well, I mean, China is basically like these days the way the Hollywood machine works. If it doesn't do well in China, you're probably not going to get a sequel.
Why is that?
Just because it
China's
makes
just
like
one
half
of
of
the
its money
biggest
there.
markets
I got you.
ever.
Yeah. Okay.
So unfortunately, in its first day, it only made $1.2 million over there.
Yeah, $1 million in a day?
Yeah,
a lot
so
of money.
that's a lot of money. It sounds like a lot of money, but for a big budget film like this, it's not quite what they were looking for. So a lot of people on the internet right now are kind of worried that we're not going to get the sequel. If you recall,
That would be such a bummer with the tease for Tommy. Like,
if you recall, there was a 6-movie series planned.
Yeah, which was kind of ambitious.
Very ambitious.
yeah.
Right off the bat. But,
They still haven't made the second Avatar.
I know, right?
but they're making a whole theme park
You know,
for that.
you know what else is going to have a 6-movie series?
What?
That King Arthur movie that just came out.
Really?
That was apparently supposed to be a 6-movie like saga, and then
kinda-
nobody went to see it.
See, I kind of wanted to go see it though. It looked
It
interesting.
looks okay. Maybe it's not getting very good reviews. It looks very forgettable.
Yeah.
Like
I was worried about that, but
ultimately
it kind
what
of piqued my interest. Normally that stuff I'm like, all right, whatever.
Really quick, how can you not know if your movie sucks or not when you're making it?
It's not about does the movie suck. It's about is it going to draw an audience.
Okay, well, how can you not know that?
Look at the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies. They're not the best, but they make a shitload of money.
There are a lot of films that the companies will admit, like later on, that oh yeah, we knew it sucked, but we had to put it out anyway because that's
Right.
our timeline and stuff. We just really had to focus on marketing to make people think that it was going to be good.
Ah, okay, that's smart.
So
Tricked you.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
You thought Avatar was cool. It wasn't. The Airbender. The blue one is cool. Carry on. Orca King.
You just here to derail everything. Like, anyway, point is, Power Rangers 2 might not happen. Still up in the air. Hasn't been officially announced. But I will say, if it does happen, I would not be surprised if it takes place in China.
What?
Yeah, that's what you
I
do.
see.
Try and help with the market.
That's how
yeah.
Transformers did it.
Yeah.
Transformers 4 took place in China, made more money than any of the other Transformers.
It's
crazy.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I mean,
It's
why do
dumb.
you think we're seeing Chinese actors like randomly thrown into stories for not as like lead characters, but just to be there, like Rogue One? They have those 2 Chinese guys, like Donnie Yen, specifically because Star Wars 7 didn't really do so hot in China.
And Donnie Yen's cool.
Well, yeah, and he's cool, but
Yeah.
like
There you go.
you could have kind of not had those 2 characters in the story. I think they were
blind
probably.
Jedi?
I think they were probably put in pretty
He's
late.
not a jet. No, go down this again.
Yep,
We're
don't
good.
do it, Chet.
Or cake.
Do we want to turn this into the Star Wars cast?
No, we're good.
Yeah?
No, we
No.
good.
Okay.
We're good.
Just you, Ben.
Good.
Speaking of movie sagas, So apparently everybody knew this except for me. But the Mummy movie that's coming out is
Yay.
part of a cinematic universe.
Yep.
Is it?
A Universal
with-
Monsters.
Starting with Godzilla 2014.
Yep.
What?
No, I don't think Godzilla's part of that.
No?
That's what I read.
Godzilla,
Because-
there's a kaiju universe with Godzilla and King Kong.
Okay.
And then there's a monster universe.
Okay.
with,
Yeah.
Imhotep?
The Mummy, Dracula, the Wolfman, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Where does Teen Wolf fall?
I got hit with the fake news.
He'll be
Maybe
phase
that's
2.
Maybe that'll be the sequel to the Wolfman. Because there are already... So it's just called the Universal Monsters, is what the cinematic universe is called on Wikipedia. And there's already 7 films planned.
Really?
There's the Mummy film coming out. Then there's 2 Untitled films that are coming out after that. Probably Dracula and Frankenstein.
They're trying to just bring back monster
Because
movies?
they've also
Like-
announced a Bride of Frankenstein film, a Creature from the Black Lagoon film, an Invisible Man film starring Johnny Depp, a Van Helsing film, and a Wolfman film. All this is happening apparently.
Okay.
Like
And then we're gonna get Monsters Civil War.
Russell
Yeah,
Crowe
there you go.
is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Johnny Depp is the Invisible Man. Of course, there's Tom Cruise as this random dude who happens upon all this. Like,
Really?
apparently, this has been announced for a while, and I just never knew.
Yeah,
So,
this is the first I'm hearing of this.
So
I've
no cool
heard
actors.
of this.
So no cool actors.
I mean,
not
if
taking
you-
that bait.
Depends on your
Not taking that
opinion.
bait.
I mean, Johnny Depp and Tom Cruise,
Are pretty big actors.
they're pretty bad
They're
actors.
big. I
And Tom
mean-
Cruise is fucking crazy, but
Yeah.
he's a good actor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cute.
Like,
I guess he's cool.
He's pretty solid
Johnny
on
Depp
camera.
isn't cool at all. I don't really like him.
Johnny Depp is... I like Johnny Depp. He's also fucking crazy, but, like, he's fine.
He's
Whatever.
a good actor.
Should have been Jared Leto.
Whether he just likes to take the really weird ass roles and do weird stuff, and that's why you're like, man, woo.
Should have been Jared Leto and his whole band.
Oh, I thought you said Jay Leno.
Jay
I was like,
Leno?
why?
Hey, everybody, I'm a monster. And he's just,
Him and his whole band, just monsters.
did you hear about this? And he's just like,
Oh my
Did you?
God.
apparently,
That's what it would be.
So,
there's a lot of monsters.
So this blew my mind when I found out about it earlier this week. Like, I guess this has been planned for a while. I know there's also the kaiju one going on, Godzilla and King Kong. King Kong was released specifically to lead up to a Godzilla versus King Kong movie, which is coming up later.
This is the new King Kong Skull Island?
Yep.
Dude, I really want to see that. It looks
Yeah,
really
I need
good.
to see that still.
I'm
But
curious
that's
about that movie.
I don't know what else is going into that cinematic universe.
Just
if
let them
Mothra is going to
fight.
show up or anything like that. Like, it's all done over here in America, so I don't know what kind of licensing they have from these Japanese monsters. 'Cause that's where all the cool monsters come from.
Right.
So we'll probably get some new ones, maybe. If Pacific Rim could fit into that somehow, that'd be kind of cool.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
There you go.
That would
Yeah.
be
But
sick.
because I kind of figured after watching Pacific Rim and the Godzilla movie, I kind of thought, they should make a Godzilla movie where it's kind of like the Mecha Godzilla movies,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
Pacific Rim. And then the Pacific Rim guys build a Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking
That'd
awesome.
be sick.
That would be really cool.
Hey, we don't have giant robots of our own. Let's just build a giant monster robot instead.
Exactly.
Why don't we just use the giant robots? No! This is a way better idea. You're fired.
They got portals to other universes. They get sucked into the Godzilla.
Yo, and then Gamera
universe.
just
They have to
jumps
fight 'em.
in, just
There you
spins in.
Yeah, what's Gamera doing these days? They could totally get
Yeah,
him.
we can
Whatever.
get him in there.
Yeah, Gamera would be, that'd be sick.
Yeah, a few years
All
ago, I heard Universal throw out the phrase Transformers Cinematic Universe.
Hasbro. Cinematic
Hasbro.
Universe.
Really? Mm-hmm. No,
So we could actually
with
get a
G.I.
My Little
Joe.
Pony versus a Transformer crossover?
With I don't know if My Little Pony was part of it, but G.I. Joe and Transformers were going to be together.
yeah, well, I don't know if we're talking about the same thing because I know that there were plans to have G.I. Joe characters be in one of the Transformers sequels.
Transformers 2,
that
what is
fell
that
through.
organization? Whatever that organization
know,
is called,
whatever.
Transformers 2. That,
Generic military
Sector
branch.
6 or whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever that organization is that's working with the Transformers was supposed to be G.I. Joe originally.
Okay.
That was
Yeah,
the plan.
that's not what I'm talking about though.
There's a new one?
That'd be so
New.
cool.
I heard them mention this years ago in like some press release or something like that. Haven't heard anything about it since, but just Transformers Cinematic Universe, which normal people would call that just sequels,
Yeah.
not really an expanded universe.
Wait a minute.
But whatever.
It's just
Wait a
probably Michael
minute.
Bay.
If they do this, that means Dwayne The Rock Johnson is going to possibly fight Optimus Prime.
What?
That'll be
What?
great.
Oh, from G.I. Joe?
Dwayne The Rock Johnson's G.I.
yeah.
If
Joe.
it's a Hasbro expanded universe or whatever it is, then yeah.
I mean, they might just be throwing out that term for anything nowadays.
One last
it
ride.
feels like it.
Because I don't know. It feels like it's too little too late for everybody. Because Marvel made it a big deal. They've gone through 2 phases of it. People are getting a little tired of it, and now everybody else is trying to get on board.
Well, maybe that's why they're doing it, because they feel everyone getting tired of the Marvel one. They're like, it's time for us to shine.
No, the problem is no one's doing a better job than Marvel for the most part. Like they've had some misses, but then you watch like DC put out a film and you're like, man, can't you just
the
be
only
better?
attempt, I guess there were 2 attempts. There was the Spider-Man attempt and the DC attempt. It's always been superheroes. The Spider-Man one failed before it could even start. DC has been kind of up in the air. We still don't really know how well it's going to fare until Justice League comes out.
Yep.
But everybody's kind of really nervous about it, which is not a good sign. And other than that, there hasn't really been an attempt. This monster one is probably, and Godzilla, are the first attempts to do it with something other than superheroes, other than something that's almost expected to be that.
Right.
Though Godzilla, I guess, was the first cinematic universe, if you think about it, way back when, the original Godzilla films.
Yeah.
Mothra was its own thing, Godzilla was its own thing, then they met and they fought.
But then did that have repercussions for both franchises in their respective films after that?
Absolutely. Mothra shows up in later Godzilla films, then that leads to a reboot of the Mothra films.
There you go. That's the
I would
cinematic
say
universe, yeah.
The Godzilla series is probably the first cinematic universe.
Yeah.
If it goes
Kinda.
beyond just a one and done crossover thing, then that's expanded universe.
They should start combining all the movies together in some way.
All movies in general.
movies in
Torian?
general.
There is a
So, like,
theory.
The Fast and
can't remember
Furious
what it's
guys
called.
get into the Transformers world.
There is a
You
theory.
he just really wants to see that.
Think about it. Unstoppable. They're sentient cars. They control cars, and they
be at
battle
odds.
and they battle other stuff, right? So he's like, man, we'll be here all day for me to explain that brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll save that for sudden death.
Oh yes.
It's like how all the Disney movies are related.
Yes,
and all the-
exactly. All Pixar and all that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of theories about
yeah.
that. Hey, Nick,
Yeah,
you got something for us today, right?
I kind
Instead
of
of
do.
Torian's thing
Yeah.
of the week, we got a Nick's thing of the week.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
happening? What's going
Okay,
on
you know exactly what's going on. You were involved.
here? Okay.
But this all began with the man, the myth, the legend, the criminal behind the cameras right now, John Francis McCullough.
You should see this evil grin he has on his face
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, he is. He's giving the eyebrows and everything. So we've been hanging out, like playing Uncharted and stuff like that. We've mentioned that on the cast before. Little did I know that all this time, he's been trying to get a copy made of my key
To your apartment.
to my apartment.
That's a felony.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is definitely illegal. And the links he went to, he told me there's like 2 attempts. One of them, he pretended to forget his phone in my car, so I just gave him the keys to go down to my car, whatever. Tried to take a picture of the key and make a copy himself by hand. Didn't quite work, apparently. Second
By
time,
hand?
it's John.
Yeah,
This
John,
is
if
the
anyone's
most
going to hand
amazing
file
part.
a key
Yeah.
out of nothing, it's John.
Yeah. That was the most amazing part of this elaborate scheme.
Oh my God.
It's been very elaborate. The second attempt, John, really quickly, how did you?
I measured it.
You just
So
measured it?
John measured
Toss it.
his key.
Uh-oh.
He's just
Everything's
dropping
falling
stuff
apart.
out of his
Yeah.
wallet. Anyway, so what this is, okay. So there's this piece of metal that he used to
Key measure.
make a
Quick
key.
set key measure.
Anyway, so what this is
Metal.
leading
That could've been
into
very dangerous.
was the moment of truth. The reason why he was trying to break into my apartment without my permission was yesterday. I go home, and John and I were planning on hanging out to watch a movie or something. I think we were going to watch Creed or something like that because that movie's awesome. But then Torian decided to come with us. And I was like, going to text Johnny when we're at my apartment so that he could come over. Torian's like, I need to go into the bathroom. So he goes into the bathroom. I text John, hey, come on over whenever. And then he says, I'm on my way. And Torian comes out of the bathroom wearing a wig and this.
It's just a really creepy mask of your own face.
Yeah. And he's not saying a word.
Put the mask, wait, put it back up to your face. When you think of this podcast,
Like on my face? or
this picture is what you should see.
That's terrifying.
It's horrifying.
there's your thumbnail.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so he comes out not saying a word. And then the door to my patio opens up. And like 2 or 3 more people wearing the same shirt that I'm wearing that day, by the way, wigs and that mask all come out, also silently. Before I know it, I'm surrounded by clones of myself
In your apartment.
in my apartment, my
Everyone's
own
already
home.
there.
And John, I think, had a soundboard on his phone that he made of stuff that I was just saying while we were hanging out after all this time.
God.
Just random phrases, including when he asked me what kind of birthday cake I would like for my birthday. I thought it was a hypothetical question. Little did I know that he played the sound clip. That's so scary looking, Torian.
I know.
I look like a
There's your king.
I look like a persona.
The layers. Anyway, so I told him like a chocolate cake. It's John. He will ask these kinds of random questions that don't even lead to anything,
Yes.
as far as I'm aware. But then this chocolate cake comes out, and I took a picture of it. I don't know if we can pull up a picture of the cake.
He's got
All right,
so
we
John
got it.
has
So-
a video apparently.
Yeah, on top of all that, all this was being recorded from different angles. It was a very strange evening, but
So you walked in, and all these people just walked out wearing
there it is.
masks of your face when John was playing random sound bites off your phone.
Yeah.
And you knew none of them were in your apartment or how they got there.
Well, they were
He
all
invited
wearing
me.
the Screw Attack shirt with a pink
The
dinosaur on a
dinosaur?
skateboard. So I figured, okay, these are all my coworkers. See, that's Sam's tattoo. That giggle sounded like Parker. I know John's behind this. So I was kind of able to figure out a little bit who was who.
How'd you figure?
I am
how'd you figure me
legitimately
out?
depressed that I did not know about this
How
and
did
no
you-
one
how did
told
you
me.
figure me
Yeah,
out?
same here.
I want to know.
What
I
the
wanna
hell,
know the
John?
mystery.
Seriously.
I can't tell everyone about the master plan.
You could have. It's not
That is
like I was
true.
going to tell him. All right, whatever. It's
Anyway,
fine.
so we have some footage apparently of yesterday when all this transpired.
No,
I have not
Look
seen
at
this
how
angle.
creepy this is.
Wow, this is.
There's my Jimmy John's that I ate the night before on the
Yeah,
table there.
This actually does look really creepy.
You could have at least cleaned
Oh,
his
there's
apartment
Okay,
first.
so light turns on. Nick's
There's
in.
Nick.
You have multiple angles?
There's me. Oh man, I look good.
Oh my god. How many angles?
What's this
do you
angle?
have?
What was that angle?
He has three.
Where were these cameras?
Yeah, they're-
Taped to the ceiling.
One was on my
Oh my God.
fireplace. One was taped in the corner. This is one taped in the corner of my kitchen.
there's probably still
texting
more
John
in your
right
God,
apartment,
this
Nick.
is so good.
Oh my god, this is
There's
awesome.
Spider-Man
Like
John.
an old like high school.
Throwing out the Jimmy John's. Yeah.
Oh my god, look at- you're looking for him too. You're like, where'd he go?
I'm just like, okay, that's very strange.
Look,
I'm just gonna.
you just go about tidying up.
Oh, no, that's
like,
the same.
Well, okay,
He
because
just
I'm
goes-
trying to talk to him. He's like, okay, what's going on? What is this? He's not answering. It's very strange. And then
this is how you get murdered.
This is exactly how it goes down before you get murdered.
No.
Dude, Nick, you would have been so murdered. Like, clearly something wrong is happening.
see, if somebody other than Torian came out, then I would have had a lot of
Oh my
questions.
god. Look at
And then here comes Austin. By the way, Austin is holding a giant printout. Austin is
great.
holding a giant printout of my face that John did not make. My dad did years ago.
That's awesome.
And there's my birthday cake with the candles coming out of my eyes.
Great, guys.
At this point, no one's saying anything. Only the soundboard
It's
is
very
going off.
eerie. Yeah, it's very creepy. There's John. Yep.
Yeah, of course it's John.
You guys
The way he
are silly.
moves is so
Oh my
giant.
god.
Yep. So
So-
they kind of all look like Doctor Doom.
Happy birthday?
Early birthday. Yep.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Some pictures
God.
to show up. Good
So
lord.
scary. Happy
Happy
birthday.
birth, Nick. And then KC.
What?
Yeah. So
That's
That
great.
is terrifying.
that was the most John Francis McCullough thing that has ever happened to me.
That wig looks great on
And
me.
And oh god. Sorry, it just stands. It like
I know. I was trying to get it to do that this whole time. There you go.
Oh my God.
wow.
I have the weirdest friends, and I love them all.
So if you've watched the show a few times, you know we've mentioned it a couple of times that John's a weird dude, and he'll if we had to place money, if anybody was gonna like snap and kill us all or do something crazy, it's him. And now you know why. He made these.
Yep.
He put the active effort to file his own key for Nick's apartment, set up 3 camera angles, and printed out
Nick's
own face
And
onto
secretly
masks.
record conversations we had been having over the months.
And then broke into his apartment
Which is a felony.
to hand him a birthday cake.
Birthday cake's not a felony. It was delicious.
It was chocolate, just like I ordered.
Just like it was on the soundboard.
Dude, I'd be scared shitless that there's still cameras in your apartment.
Yeah.
Well, once I knew who was behind it,
Oh, you're
I
fine
knew
with
it wasn't malicious.
Ah,
I trust John.
This is only phase 1, Nick. That's first
They're
part.
just
You
there to
know.
watch you.
Hey, I'm moving to Austin. Why do you have He's playing the
got the
soundboard.
soundboard.
You still have the soundboard?
That's so good.
Is this what this has all been building up to? All these years?
Yep.
All these years.
Nick is leaving. He's going to Austin. You got to do something now.
And that's,
At least look at a lasting memory.
Who's
yeah,
next?
I mean, that'll do it. He'll never forget that.
Oh my God.
He'll take that to his grave, which
at his
you
little
might
face.
have a part in. Anyway, happy birthday,
Okay.
Nick.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Oh, it's not my birthday yet.
I know.
Happy
well, that was the
happy
other thing that threw
almost
me off.
birthday.
Because I saw you post that on Facebook, which is, of course, very John. It's like you threw him this birthday party not on his birthday. So I was like, did I
Yeah,
miss
that
Nick's
was kinda
birthday?
cool.
And I was like, no, it's not. It's not till later.
Like next week.
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It's very great. Well,
Anyway,
It could have been my skin. I'm glad it wasn't.
Whoa.
Thanks for making it paper.
let's move on to the questions. Sure. How about that?
let's do that.
Do I look just like myself now?
Yeah.
Yes. But
Like a
Dr.
robot
Doom
version of yourself. Yeah.
You
Like-
can't tell, but I'm smiling.
Metal Nick.
It looks like you were made to be in an N64 game.
Yeah, there you go.
A PS1 game or something?
Yep. It's good.
Okay. As always, you can send us questions using the hashtag DeathBattleCast. You can also send Torian the Hedgehog OCs as well. And we will answer them at the end of every single show. So let's get to the first question of today. John, please.
Yeah, John.
John? Adam Culver, Rule 34, a risk every death battle researcher takes. So, what is the most weirdest thing you've encountered during research?
I've mentioned this one before. The one that I found, the weirdest thing I've ever found while researching, this was not for Death Battle. This was for the best ever, specifically the best ever Pokemon. I needed to find a picture of a Rattata. And so I searched Rattata on Google Images. I did not have to scroll but like maybe a page before I found one with a literal double-barrel shotgun for a penis.
What?
It's exactly what I'm describing. Exactly what I'm describing.
God.
How is it positioned?
It's just
like-
there.
The
So
Rattata's
it's
just
just a
standing.
normal Rattata pose?
Yeah.
You should have seen John. John's just so serious. Like, I mean, it is his penis. Like, what's so hard about this? Like, replace it
What's so
with the
hard about
shotgun.
it? I got you.
Ah.
Sex jokes.
Dude, I don't know. Some of the stuff, like, I know why Rule 34 exists, but
Do you? Why does it exist?
because people are bored and they'll make porn out of anything.
Oh.
But sometimes you just do something so seemingly innocent, like Pokemon, right?
Yeah, or My Little Pony was the one that got me whenever we were
yeah.
doing Starscream vs. Rainbow
Wait,
Dash
you
way
had
back
researched
when.
that and Sonic. You had two of the
the
most
Sonic
notorious.
ones. Sonic has some winners, dude. Some of the stuff that I
And
came
that's
across.
why I'm surprised the OC thing it took him that long to get on
Yeah.
board with it.
Dude, there was some weird, like, I've seen, like, Sonic lactating, feeding other things. Like, there's all sorts of just weird shit.
What does that even mean?
Somebody was telling me the other day about when they came across her as, like, Knuckles, who's very, like, sexy and has a huge belly, and, like, it just looks really, really weird. And then it's, like, he's, like, saying something to Sonic, and then it cuts to, like, inside Knuckles' womb, and it's Sonic in there. And there's weird shit, guys.
The real
People are
question is-
strange.
Does this make it into the Death Battle research?
No,
Ugh.
because there's no business being
Fine.
there.
Well, I guess.
Sure.
Oh, that's awful. That's the worst angle
Once
of the
they
face,
introduced
too.
Rouge the Bat, everything went downhill.
Rouge?
Then you should wear it.
Sure.
I don't really want to wear it.
All right,
I don't know where it's been, and John made it, so that's that's enough for
don't
me
know
to
where
not
it's
want to
been.
have
if
anything
the wrong
to do
person
with
wears
this.
it, it'll release a poison gas.
That's actually really cool.
Don't lick it. It's made of GHB. All right, what else?
Yeah. Second question.
Juandissimo. When will y'all be streaming from your new location? So we hope to be, like, there shouldn't be a break in programming. So you will see us live here next Wednesday. And then we'll probably have a pre-recorded episode for the following week. And then we hope to be streaming from the new location the following week after that. So that we kind of have
from
to.
Rooster Teeth's own studio.
Yeah, from
Not our
Rooster
own.
Teeth Studio. Yeah, it's going to be great.
crazy.
So
Why is this table so sticky?
you don't have to worry about that. There won't be a break in programming for you guys.
Nope. Third question. Let's go.
Charles Cross, what made Torian get into 3D animation? Oh, good question.
Oh, this is one for me.
Yeah,
Sweet.
you king vagina whale or whatever.
What?
The one thing
Look
that
at
got,
it.
It does look like my head is coming out the vagina as well. The whale's vagina.
Okay, Torian,
Coming out the vagina's whale.
how did you get into 3D animation? Torian Crawford the Hedgehog.
The
You
whale.
really want these hedgehog
king.
things?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Yeah, he does.
absolutely do.
I got into 3D animation hoping that you guys would call me and put me on a podcast where I can dress up as an orca whale. That's why. Next
Talk
question.
the long
get
game.
fancy.
Things like the pool.
No, I
mobile.
mean, I wanted to do animation for video games, and I'm still working on that. But in the meantime, also I want to animate for movies and stuff. But I didn't want to do Pixar stuff because the stuff's too cute for me.
Yes.
It's too cute.
Too cute for him. Clearly,
I'm not
this
cute.
is a man
I'm
who's a
cool. Nothing's cute about
You're not cute. You're
vagina whale.
disturbing.
Anyway, no, that's all. I mean, it's super simple. I have this simplest, kind of laziest backstory. I thought this was cool, so I wanted to do it.
So you
And
wanted
that's
to,
kind of-
to animate for video games,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
that led you down the path of doing fight animations and
So,
I thought it was cool, so I wanted to do it. Kind of sums up a lot of your decisions, it seems like.
I mean, that's super good enough.
That's
for
not a
me,
bad thing. That
and
is
it
not a
makes
bad
me-
thing at
and
all.
It makes me happy. So
there you go.
screw you,
Fight-
Chad James.
Maybe better.
What
Maybe
did he
better
do?
question.
What?
Instead of what made you get into it, what made you fall in love with animation?
Hoping that Screw Attack would ask me to be on this podcast. So
You
I can
suck
dress
at
up as a
answering.
crook of a whale. No, it's super fun, and I'm super passionate about it. So,
Okay.
I mean, if I had the time, hopefully when we get to Austin, I'll carve out some time to stream some stuff. That's been tough because everything I work on is super classified, and it's a felony to talk about it.
Doesn't stop John.
So
Or you from being his accomplice.
we'll see. You invited me in. I'm not accomplice. You invited me in.
Torian had himself covered.
Yep.
You're the only person to have gotten invited in
true.
there.
Yep.
So if the police showed up, you're like, I
But
was
he's still
invited.
new. He's still new.
Yeah.
10-0. Anyway, that's it.
All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Sweet.
All right.
Well,
Well, now it's time to come up with our community death battle of the week. Like we did at the beginning of the show every week, we come up with an idea for a matchup, hand it to you guys to come up with who wins. So this week,
Shamu.
versus
Shamu versus.
I thought that thing was dead.
Free Willy. No, let's do. What
Yeah,
about?
versus Free Willy. The only other famous whale.
What did he cut into?
Yeah.
I don't know.
that's-
Leap Over Rocks.
It's not up to us.
Godzilla
Okay, fine.
Okay.
versus.
King Kong versus Donkey Kong.
Shaq.
Hold on. King Kong versus Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
I feel that doesn't go well in Donkey Kong's favor.
He just has to eat a mushroom.
Remember when he punched the moon?
That's true.
What about King Kong versus the Kong family? Like King Kong,
Dixie.
Funky Kong, Diddy Kong, Cranky Kong.
Yeah.
I
them.
imagine that playing out just like the end of the original King Kong movie on the skyscraper, but it's the Kong family flying the ostrich around and he's got his jetpack
Exactly.
barrels. Yeah. It's the same thing. That could be amusing.
I like that. Let's do that.
God, King Kong versus the Kong family. Okay.
I was gonna do something less funny, but
What's yours?
I was gonna do just Jedi versus X-Men.
A specific
Let's
one
just-
in particular?
let's
Just the
pick
two
one.
groups. They just run into each other and start fighting.
You want to do like
Well, there's probably a lot
Ren
more
versus Psylocke?
Who?
Who?
Sorry?
Psylocke?
Psylocke versus who?
Like Ren or
Ray?
Ray. Sorry,
Ray.
I said Ren.
Ren?
I combined her with Finn in my mind for some reason.
I mean, we don't know enough about Ray to
Let's
put
make
her
it
in
a
like
duo,
That's true.
right? So let's
But
do
like-
Apprentice.
Well, I'd say like Mara
And
Jade, but that's
Master.
super obscure.
Let's do Apprentice and Master and Apprentice and Master on both sides. So we got Anakin and Han, not Han. Anakin and
No,
shut
no.
up. Obi
Obi.
and Anakin.
Oh, Obi, everyone's favorite Star Wars
Right?
character.
Obi-Wan
So,
Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi and
Anakin
Anakin.
versus
O's.
another Apprentice and Master. That's cool. I like that.
Did you say princess and
I keep,
master?
Apprentice.
I keep hearing princess
I
and
keep
master.
Princess.
and Master on the X-Men side.
Like who?
I don't know.
You're the one coming up with this matchup,
Yeah, like
man.
you.
Jean Grey.
If you can't come up with a
Who?
matchup, we're gonna have to go with King Kong versus Kong family. Guess or go King Kong versus Kong family.
Wolverine X-23. I don't know.
All over an X-23. That's
Professor X and Jean Grey.
Oh, they'll just
Ooh,
make them disagree.
Wolverine-
Dude, that's what they're well with the Force. Man, you watched that hook me right there. You saw my brain. You're like, well, but
I would be interested to see how the community tries
so
to make
worried.
it a fair fight. I mean, not a fair fight, but
Between Professor X and Jean Grey versus
versus
Obi-Wan and
Kenobi
Anakin.
and Anakin.
Obi-Wan and Anakin are fucked.
Yeah, that's what I would
Think
say.
so?
no way.
I mean, we can bump Anakin up to Darth Vader if you want to.
It's not like you just reach level
Wait, why are
20
you
and he becomes.
haggling? You know, we can bump up.
I'm just
I can throw the
imagining-
Darth Vader for you.
Darth Vader's like Anakin's final form. Like, he gets knocked off a cliff and he comes back in the Darth Vader suit.
That's so cool.
I like how probably the least knowledgeable in Star Wars lore is the one trying to pitch a Star Wars fight.
I know.
Because I'm on board with this Kong fight.
Okay, let's just do the Kong fight.
King Kong versus the Donkey Kong and his Kong family.
That'll be
But there we go.
The
interesting.
Kongs.
Send your responses to hashtag DeathBattleCast. We like it when you guys get really detailed and dig stuff up. It's a lot of fun to talk about. So send your answers in, and we'll talk about it next week. Oh, God. All
If
right.
you want to reference the old Donkey Kong Country cartoon show, please go ahead.
So, needless to say, there will be a musical number in this fight somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, from that weird cartoon.
Horrible.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for another episode of this. I didn't mention it before, but after this, be sure to go check out the latest DBX that just came out last week. That's Aegis from Persona versus Noelle Vermillion from BlazBlue, animated by returning animator Akila. Really happy to have her back on board and to have this amazing fight. Yeah, love how well it turned out. So definitely check that out right after this. And of course, we got Sudden Death, which is live on Friday for first members. And we appreciate all you first members watching us live on Wednesday right now. And of course, if you're watching this on iTunes or on YouTube later on, we appreciate you too.
We love you all.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Later.
Bye.